Let me show you one of the things that goes down in the staff room every single day. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to another video. Kenika here as always, and you're most welcome. So in today's video I'm going to be sharing some of the shocking things that happen in government secondary school here in Nigeria. Yeah, so sit back, relax, as I unveil. Last year I started this part-time job with a government school here in Nigeria, and I tell you that the experience has been an eye-opener. Like, it has opened my eyes to a lot of things that I was not aware of, I tell you. So as the school resumes, or as school has resumed, I would like to advise parents, or talk with parents to really get closer to your kid. Yeah, because see, a lot of things happen in school that these kids do not talk about. I don't know if they are not given opportunities to relate with their parents, or if the communications are not really based on their school experience and all of that. But I tell you that these kids hide a lot from their parents. As a parent, you might think you know what's going on with your child is doing well in school and all of that, but I will shock you that you know nothing. Like, half of the thing that goes down in school, most parents are not aware. Like, some of these kids, some of these children are really suffering in school, I tell you. So a lot of parents feel that, oh, I don't want to take my children to boarding school, I don't want my children to live in a boarding house, because of bullies and everything that happened down there, like the case of the late Sylvester, may his soul rest in peace. Yeah. So but I tell you that that is not really enough reason. Yeah, because your child must be going from home to school, coming back every day, but there are things you don't really know that happen in school with your child. Like, there are so many things that you don't know. So I advise parents to keep communicating with their children, regular communication. Have conversations, different conversations. Ask them things about their school, about their class, their teachers, their classmates, their lunch, how they are faring. Every single thing you feel that is involved in your child's life, make sure you keep asking them questions about that. These bullies are everywhere, in secondary school, in nursery school, primary school, tertiary, everywhere, even in crèche, kindergarten. Yeah, one day I'm going to be sharing my experience with my son, but let's just forget about that today and move straight into today's video. Yeah, I went to school. The first week I went, for the first 2 days I went. The third day I couldn't go because I developed severe headache. Like, I had this headache that that was hitting me, boom boom. But I've not experienced this in my life. Like, I became so emotional. Like, I was thinking that, why would human beings behave like animals? Like, is this how these children behave? Or there is I don't know, was it how they were trained, or this is the way they are supposed to behave? Or I hey God, at the time I wanted to be depressed because I felt like, without whipping these children, like, is there no other way that these children can understand something without being flogged, without being whipped? Like, gosh, it was so much on me. But I got to realize that that's the way they have been doing, and how it has been going on for them. Like, if I'm entering class, they would always tell me, my co-teacher would tell me, go with cane, because these children will not listen to you. Go with cane. Because then I used to go free hands with just my notes, and they will advise me to go with cane because that's the only language they understand. Like, hey God. So so the first experience that wowed me was a guy that always eats the classmates' lunch. Yeah. So it happened that in government schools, like in the JSS class, for instance, there's an average age for a particular class, but you realize that people higher than that age are there. You know how these government schools are. Some people were not privileged to go to school when they're supposed to go. Some were just lagging behind. Some, you know, you see some brosses, you know, in classes of, you know, teenagers, and also that's how they are mixed there. So yeah, these bros, you know, there's this girl that he always bullies. The girl literally brings lunch every day to school, and not that she eats this lunch, she brings lunch for her classmates. That is that bully, that bros that always, you know, eats it. So days that this guy will eat and, you know, remain a little portion for her, she will be happy and eat it. But days that this guy will finish everything, and that is it, you know. So this has been going on. So on that fateful day, you know, this adage they say, monkey go market, this adage in pidgin, hey, monkey go market, you know, who come back one day. Do you understand? 99 days for the thief and 1 day for the honor. So on this fateful day, you know, this girl, she didn't eat to school, you know, and she brought her food, brought her lunch. So bros came, you know, hey, give me lunch, you know, all those their things. So he collected the lunch and finished it without remaining anything for this girl. Remember that this girl didn't eat from home. So, you know, when he returned the lunch back to the girl, and the girl discovered that there was nothing left, this girl started crying. She busted into cry. You know, when you've been holding things, enduring things, and the thing has been eating you up, go to the extent that you can no longer hold it. Especially that day you were very, very hungry. You know, she was very, very hungry that day. This girl busted and started crying you know. The guy was gingering, don't cry. If you cry, I will do, you know, those kind of bully that I will do if anybody finds out, you know. The girl did not listen. She cried and cried, and luckily, you know, a teacher was passing by, heard her, and that was how the teacher, you know, approached her and asked what was going on. The friends had to tell the teacher. They asked the girl confirmed that it was true, you know. That was how they, you know, apprehended this guy and dealt with him. How did we get to know, guys? We were in the staff room, and, you know, it was as if they were butchering animal in the vice principal's office. We need to rush and go and check the way they flogged this guy. So both parents were invited, and that was how they took it off from there, and there, that was it. It's so heartbreaking where you see, you know, you trying to make sure that your child is okay, thinking that, you know, your child, you know, is well fed, you know, you don't want your child to starve, you want your child to be okay in school. You don't know that you are doing this, you know, for another person. You get. So this is very, very painful. So you have to really go close to your children. Even ask them about their meal, about their lunch, how it tastes, how does it taste, do you like it, is it, you know, spicy, you know. With that, you know, you get little information if they're actually eating their food or not, you know. With those kind of communication, these kind of conversations, a lot might come out of it. So this is the reason why, you know, we very have to be into their kids, not just generally asking them, you know, random questions. Just be intentional about the questions you ask your children. This will go a long way in helping you know when, you know, your child is having issues or not. Then the second one was a case where, you know, this madam in a class, you know, would not write her note. Whenever a teacher is in class, she would carry her notes, give to the one she bullies, you know. That one will be helping her to write the note every single time. This one writes notes for this girl, and, you know, so after writing the note, not that this madam that bullies this guy will allow this guy collect this note and write. She would not allow that guy to use her note. The one that, you know, this guy copied for her, she would not give him the note. So this guy will now still go out and be looking for, you know, other classmates that would borrow him notes to write. So this is pure wickedness. I don't know if you understood what I said here, but this girl, you know, is very, very wicked. You know, bullies do not come in any gender. Anybody can bully anybody. So this girl was just bullying this little guy for nothing. You know, a teacher will be in class, she will not be writing, she will just be scribbling, doing hands as if she's writing, you know, so she will not get punished, she will not get asked and all of that. Whereas this little guy would not write his own note, he will be the one writing for her. Do you get? And when he finished writing, she would not let him, you know, write from the one he had written for her. You understand? So that was how it has been going on. So on that fateful day, that was the day I was introduced to that class, you know. So as I was writing notes on the board, it was a JSS class, as I was writing notes, the senior teacher was busy moving around, you know, supervising, and that was how she was caught. What are you doing? Why are you just scribbling and doing, you know? That was how it was. She was caught, and you know, all the whole story came out that she always gives her note to this other person to write for her, and that was how she was, you know, apprehended and, you know, punished. So this is what some of these children go through in school. But sometimes you see children bringing plenty notes home, you know, you just say, ah, my child is hardworking, my child is this, my child is that, you know. Ask them, okay, why are you writing this note at home today? Why did you bring this one home? Why are you writing this? Do you understand? Where were you when they were writing? Were you not in class? Did they write it in class? Did your teacher ask you to borrow note? You know, those kind of questions? I don't know when they will start. You know, mommy, do you know that? Daddy, do you know that? Uncle, do you understand what I mean? So as school as she's parents, we need to do a lot. Check on your kids regularly, and visit them, you know, converse with them, communicate with them, not just how are you, fine, this one, that one. Communicate with them deeply. Do you understand? Yeah. As you're communicating with them, they are going to be revealing a lot to you, and to help you know when your child is actually suffering from something or not.